All right, folks, it is March 14th and it's about 74 degrees out here. A little warm on this spring day, so we're gonna get into these girls, see what they got as far as brood, make sure everything's all right. And this time around, I'm gonna give them a little Formic Pro treatment. I've never used this before. I've heard good and bad reviews on it, so we're gonna try it out, see how the girls react to it, and do a little review on it, I guess, as we go through this. But let's get after it. So normally on the Formic Pro, you want to be anywhere from 50 to 85 degrees as far as outside temperature. This is a sensitive mite treatment as far as temperature goes. You don't want it to be too hot. It could end up killing the queen, or they could end up killing the queen if it's too warm, or they could just all together abscond. And so get in here, make sure queen's not on top of this lid here. They've worked through both of these pollen patties, so we'll go ahead and take this one off and let them finish the other one up. See if they got any brood up here on this top part of the hive. They've got probably about, let's see, looks like 9 frames of bees up here on the top, so they're building up pretty good. So in about 2 weeks, around the 30th, somewhere around there, 29th, 30th, I plan on shaking all the bees down, putting about 4 frames of brood on this top box here, and putting a queen excluder on. And on the 3rd, when I go pick up queens that morning, I'll take that box off and put it on a new bottom board, and they'll think they're queenless, and by the time I get back with those queens, then they'll be ready to accept the new queen. All right, looking down through here, they're cleaning up this frame, putting some pollen and sugar water or nectar down in there. They're pretty calm. It's about 3 o'clock right now, so most of the foragers are out looking for pollen or nectar sources. They're bringing in some more nectar on this frame here. A lot of pollen, as you can see in there. Got some red pollen coming in, which means they're getting into the dead nettle and henbit, which is kind of funny because it's more of a purple flower, but they get red pollen off of it. Just go through these girls, make sure they don't have any swarm cells building up. And I'm also going to give each hive a green drone frame so that they'll stop making this drone brood down here on the bottom of these frames, hopefully. Looks like she's laid up pretty good. Got some eggs and larvae on this frame. Zoom in real close, see if you can see the eggs in there. Just do a little check to make sure she's not on this frame. This side's got eggs in it, so she's laying up pretty good on this top bar. We'll try to keep up with how many frames of eggs and brood and larvae in each box, and hopefully we won't have to split this hive before April comes. Make sure we don't roll that queen as we bring the frames out. Got another frame of brood here. Got eggs and larvae in it from top to bottom. Got cat brood on that side. Make a quick glance for the queen, make sure she's not up here. Check for queen cups. Very gentle bees. They don't mind me going through them. I'd love to be able to graft some queens off of this hive, but I'm not to that point yet. Got a queen cup here. Make sure there's nothing in it. And it's empty. Another couple queen cups there. Nothing in them. I think I'm gonna put the drone frame down in the second box down here. Just smoke them down just to keep from squishing them. So that's 3 frames of brood there in this top box. All right, there's another frame of brood, some pollen, some sugar water or nectar. She's backfilling these with brood. Looks like another queen cup up here. Make sure there's nothing in it. It's empty. Check, make sure there's no queen cups on the bottom. Those 2 are empty. Got some big old drones in here. So if I did need to raise a queen off of this one, it'd be a good time to do it. There's plenty of drones out there. Building a little comb up here on the top of these bars. This means they're trying to expand as fast as they can. So that's 4 frames of brood there. This one's full of pollen, no brood. So that's gonna be their food frame there. Let's see if they have any nectar on this outside frames. And with this Formic Pro treatment, I'm gonna stick it in between the brood boxes, right over the brood on the bottom box there. They're each gonna get 2 strips of formic, and so there's no honey or anything in the rest of that. We're going to go ahead and close this top box up. So we got 4 frames of brood on the top box here. Let's see how much brood we have on the bottom box. And I'm hoping putting this drone frame down here will help me to alleviate some of this wax that they build up in between these boxes. so I won't have to clean it every time I come in. All right, so let's jump down here in this bottom part here. Top box is getting a little heavy. Means they're bringing in some nectar from somewhere. Might have a nectar flow coming soon. Go ahead and pop this off of here. Yeah, they're full of bees. As you can see, bring you in close. You can see they have a lot of bees in that bottom box. That top box is full of bees. So, gonna keep an eye on them. Make sure that they're not gonna swarm on us before we get ready to split. My smoker's not wanting to work too well today. Might have to work on it a little bit here in a minute. See what kind of brood and nectar and resources they got down here in this bottom box. Got some pollen on that frame. Don't see the queen on this frame. They're putting in some new wax on the outside frame there. Not necessarily looking for the queen on this inspection. Just kind of trying to see what kind of brood I have in the box, and gonna treat them. I'll probably replace that last frame I pulled out with the green drone frame. The green drone frame, so that they can lay drones up in that one and not have to put them on the bottom of these frames. Makes it a lot easier doing an inspection. Watching Bob Benny video the other day, and he has one in every one of his hives, and part of it is so that he can flood his yards with drones for mating purposes. But see, I'm trying to get rid of that drone brood down there at the bottom and make it easier to do inspections for queen cells, things like that. Got some drones hatching there. She's got it laid up with eggs, larvae from one side to the other. Doing a quick glance to see if I see her. Bringing in some pollen. Got some girls with pollen on their back legs there. They're putting it in. Hive's looking good, but we're going to treat them with Formic Pro just to keep the mites under control. And then in May, we're going to do an extended release oxalic acid treatment, and that'll stay in there from May till we pull honey. In July, hoping for a really good spring flow and summer flow. Got a bee with some orange pollen on her head. Must have been getting into a flower, deep down into a flower somewhere. Got some queen cells, check them out, make sure she's not wanting to swarm on us down here. They all dry cups, no eggs, no larvae in there. I like to tear them down just just for my sanity, I guess, because they'll build them back in a heartbeat. It doesn't take long. I'll go through this one and show y'all how I'm going to put the Formic Pro and the brood or the drone frame in, and then I'll probably fast forward through the rest of it so the video's not quite as long. Had a lot of backfilling of nectar on this bottom box here. Got eggs in there too. Oh, got a queen cup there. Make sure there's nothing in it. Looks, if there's a queen cup right here, usually means they might be trying to supersede her, but that one's empty. So she's doing good. Got a queen cup on the bottom here, so they're not wanting to swarm just yet. They're getting full though. Got a lot of bees in this box. Yeah, this is a brood frame with freshly emerging bees in it. Go through the rest of this just to make sure there's no queen cups. And count how many brood frames. Right now I've got 6 brood frames so far between the top and bottom box. Yeah, she's got this one laid up with eggs. They backfilled with eggs. There she is right there, in the middle of that frame there, green dot. So, found her. See if she, see if I can get a video of her trying to lay an egg. She's looking for a spot. Looks like they need to build these out a little. They wax out a little further for her there. But she's trying to find somewhere to lay an egg. And as she's walking around, you can see them attending to her. See if we can't catch her laying an egg in one of these cells. Queens normally lay about 1,500 to 2,000 eggs a day. So put her back in there and kind of let her go back to work, and we'll see what else we got in here. Hopefully we got some brood on these other frames here. She is a 2024 queen, so this will be her second spring. They've got pollen piled up on this frame here, pollen on that frame. So what I'll do is I'll put this back together here and show you how to put this formic treatment on in between these brood boxes. Got the propolis. Propolis is sticking to the frames here. Try to scoot these over. propolis gets sticky when it gets warm. Doesn't want to let go. So what I'll do is I'll put a green drone frame in there. What this is a drone frame here. It's got bigger sails. They'll draw that out. That way she'll be able to lay up her drones in this frame here. And what I'll do is I'll just shake off the other frame out here. Get these bees off of here. And I'll save it for another hive here. So what we're going to do is put this formic pro in here. Open these up. And we'll make sure that we do it by the directions here. You don't want to take this outer paper off of here, because that paper helps it release at a slower rate. So you want to put these over the brood area, and what it'll do is it'll gas off here, and it will kill the mites that are inside the brood. So let's get all these bees out of the way, and we'll put one up here. It's got a strong smell to it, and one over here, and we'll put this back on top here for some ventilation. And we'll let them get back to work and see what it does, because I've never put on Formic Pro. And I'm gonna put this bucket back on here just for just so they don't come boiling out of the top there. And I'm gonna remove the entrance reducer just so they'll have a little ventilation here. Open these little tabs on the front just so it can get some air. And by the time I'm done with all these hives, they'll probably be boiling out of the front there with that Formic Pro. But we'll let them get used to that smell. They probably won't. It'll off gas for about 4 days, and 4 days will be the worst of it, but then they'll calm down and get back to normal. But it'll be a 14-day treatment, and hopefully we can knock these mites down and then be on a coast from there as far as just keeping the mites under control. I'm gonna move through the rest of these, put some Formic Pro on them, and check the brood. If I see anything out of the ordinary or something I need to show you, I'll stop the fast forward and we'll look at it, and I'll tell you what's going on. right, folks, hope you liked the video. That's me putting Formic Pro, and I did end up putting on some honey supers, some queen excluders. Part of that's just to give them some ventilation, a little more room. As you can see, they're already trying to vent that stuff out. But yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, and watch more of my videos. I'll see you on the next one.